Hello, this is Mrs. Path to Green, and this is our little son, Oliver. And today we're going to show you the garden and some things we have growing on. This is our compost tumbler that Mr. Path to Green built. And you can get these barrels at industrial places, or you can find them on Craigslist, usually for around $20. We ended up getting this one for free. And Tim cut a hole in it, put in some hinges and a latch. We have that kind of with a little D-hook. He also drilled holes in it for aeration, so it's very simple. Maybe once a day we'll come and put our food scraps or leaves or anything, we'll put it inside, latch it up, and then you just roll it over. About once every day or two, just to get a nice mix in there. And I can put my hand in there and it's actually pretty warm, so we know that it's working really good. Over here in the backyard, this is mainly our tomato and pepper bed. Got our fig tree in the middle. And I know I planted some of the tomatoes pretty close. I'm going to space those out a little bit better. We have to dig up a new bed here soon. So if you follow me this way, plant starts here. And I was selling them on Craigslist. I've made a little bit of money. It kind of pays for my seeds and my soil for the year, and sometimes mulch. Got all kinds of things: tomatoes, some squash, different gourds, a couple of eggplant, a couple of pink bananas that haven't germinated yet. We'll see how those do. And then this garden here is our front garden, and we've got some nice squash going on back there. Some winter squash that already have flowers put on. And we have yellow snow peas, which are delicious. An agave. We built a fence and a gate to keep the dog from trampling all the plants. Got some okra going on. That is a fig tree. Date palm tree. And we're not sure when that's going to fruit. I'm not sure if it's a dwarf or not. It came from some friends, but we very much are going to enjoy some dates. Got some containers here with some eggplant and tomato starts, some greens, spinach. These nasturtiums are so beautiful. You can eat the leaves and the flowers, and they're very peppery. But it's very, very delicious. It's very good. And the leaves are very spicy. So you can chop them up and add them to a salad. It's really tasty. This is our Meyer lemon tree, which probably needs to be pruned. And it's flowering again. We'll see if it sets fruit this year. But it's grown a lot over the last 2 years. And then over here in the very corner, we have our lovely Confederate jasmine that's growing, trellising on the fence. Very, very fragrant. You can smell it just walking by. And then on the foreground of that, we have some sunflower plants that are finally outgrowing some calypso beans, which you can use as dry beans or snap beans, which we'll be picking those probably by next week. There's a whole bunch on the plants. Some red fountain grasses. A little bit of decoration and fun. Down here in this one, these are Chinese long beans. So they get to be about 12 or 18 inches long. I'm fighting the aphids off of these as best as I can. But those should be yummy. And considering we only have a couple plants, I'm probably going to save most of those for seed. So this is kind of our around the porch garden. This is not so much edible. I've got some new cuttings of some stuff, I don't know what it is. Some coleus, a couple of planters with some different plants and ivies, and wandering Jew, some elephant ears. I have all kinds of cactus growing on too. And I do have this wonderful I can't think of the name of it. It's right on the tip of my tongue.
Which one?
This one.
Oh, the juniper berry.
Juniper, duh. And this is society garlic, which is going to flower a little bit. And all kinds of little flowers. Now this one I thought was dead. That's a mandevilla, and it'll vine over this whole hole going up, and it'll look so pretty. It's very big white flowers. It's very beautiful. We've had this one for about 2 years. This is citronella, and it smells wonderful. It's supposed to keep the buggies away, but we live in Florida, so I don't think this is going to help much. But it's finally gone to flower, so it should go to seed soon. It's supposed to be an annual, but it's lasted 2 seasons now, so we'll see what it does. And the very front bed here, I'm growing against the fence this year. I'm doing morning glories, and I see a couple of little flower pods there. Maybe one will come up tomorrow. I've got all kinds of little pepper plants, a couple of cacti. These are some starts of cherry tomatoes, yellow summer squash, and zucchini. And this pepper plant and the other pepper plant right here, they overwintered, so they survived the frost. They died back quite a bit, but they came back with a bang. Got some cilantro plants that are going to seed, and the seed is actually what is coriander. Cilantro is the plant, the leaves of the plant, and coriander is the seed of the plant. It's very, very pungent kind of flavor, very, very flavorful. A little bit goes a long way. I've got some aloe plants I'm trying to get going. They got a little bit burnt from the frost. This is our cactus garden, one of our cactus gardens. And most of these Tim had bought for me when I was in the hospital after I had Oliver, so it's kind of a special garden for us. And this bamboo arbor, Tim and I built. We have our grapevines on it. And let's see, if you look really carefully here, you can see the baby grapes have set. These are muscadine grapes, which are the best variety to grow in Florida, I think. Now usually I have a big problem with aphids. You can see some here. I just like to smush them off. I like to grow organically as possible, not use too many chemicals. Pretty much no chemicals. And this is kind of the shady garden. I've got some hanging wandering Jews. Some mother of thousands I'm probably going to start to sell here. We started with one last year, and they sure did name them the right thing, mother of thousands, because if you look down, I had it in this one right here, and it grew to be about this tall, and all of the little nodules on the plant each become a seed. So if you look down again very carefully, you can see all of its babies coming up everywhere. So as they get a little bit larger, I've been putting them in a pot and going to throw them on Craigslist to see if anybody wants any.
And we have a little pecan tree here too. It's kind of cool. We found little pecan trees throughout the yard, and the loquat trees too. So If we just let those grow, we'll have plenty of fruit and nuts from them.
So some very good friend of ours moved to Jacksonville from Tampa, but their apartment had only shade and their bromeliads weren't doing so good. And I guess they just wanted to redo their garden, so they donated all of their bromeliads to us. Like I said, they came from Tampa and they're more of a tropical plant, most of them. So a lot of them have burnt leaves, but they're starting to come back and look beautiful. This one's just started to flower. Absolutely gorgeous. And one over there, you can see a flower and a new flower coming up. There's a lot of them. And then one of my favorite plants is right here. It's a pink mandevilla. And we're hoping that'll trellis all over the fence there and give the bromeliads up front here a little bit more shade in the evening. And last but not least, this is my favorite pepper plant so far. Those peppers are so spicy. You only need one or two. They're about ½ an inch long. You only need one or two for a whole dish. So, once again, this is Mrs. Path to Green, and we'll see you next time. Keep on growing.